welcome back. And sitting with me now is Zachary Pelicano. And he is the artistic director of the Younts Center. And it is in Fountain Inn, South Carolina.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Peggy.
I don't have a clue. You'll have to fill me. What is it?
Well,
what is the Younts Center?
The Younts Center for Performing Arts is a performing arts center. We're on Main Street in Fountain Inn.
So you're right downtown in Fountain Inn?
Yes, we're right downtown in Fountain Inn. We're actually right next door to the library. We're about a block down from City Hall. You can't miss us. We have a big LED sign on Main Street that's shouting about all the things we're doing.
Right.
But we are a 416-seat house, full performing arts venue. We have residents.
So now wait a minute. Your theater holds
416.
416 people.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have a couple of resident companies. We have a theater company that practices out of the space. We have a chorale that performs, and we have an orchestra that performs. We also have a guest opera company that performs some small works in our space. And then we also schedule traveling acts to come in and perform throughout the season as well. So,
I think a lot of people, they've not even heard about it or realized what's there.
Well, we're still relatively new. We're in our 8th season now. We've done this, so this is our 8th year of doing it. And each year we get a little bit, our programming gets a little broader, and we kind of add a few more tricks to our routine. Well,
do you use local talent?
All of our resident companies, the chorale, the orchestra, and the theater company are all local volunteer actors, singers, performers.
And what are some of the things you do? I mean, that's a big undertaking.
Oh, it's a huge
I mean, I think of Fountain Inn as kind of a small place.
Well, and that's one of the good things about it is that we are the Younts Center for Performing Arts is a branch of the city of Fountain Inn. The building it's actually an interesting story. The building started off as a public works project during the Great Depression. It was built in '33, I believe, and it was built as a school. It was the Fountain Inn High School for a great many years.
Okay.
And then they turned it into the Fountain Inn Elementary School. Well, then when the new Fountain Inn Elementary was built because the student population had grown, this building was kind of sitting in disrepair. It was just, no one was using it for anything. They were actually running public works out of it at the time. The people that run the city had a vision of this could be a catalyst for bringing people to our town. And so what they did was they invested in it, and we're part of the economic development department of the city, and we act as a reason for people to come to Fountain Inn. And since we've opened the center, Main Street is booming. There's 4 or 5 new restaurants down there.
Oh, really? So people could go and have a dinner and then go to a performance, or?
Yes, and that's the great thing is that the options for entertaining yourself in Fountain Inn are kind of as varied as our programming at the center is. I mean, if you want to go get a nice Italian meal, there's a great Italian restaurant. If you want to go get some Mexican food, there's an excellent Mexican restaurant. There's an excellent kind of bar and grill place called J. Peters that has a couple of locations in Anderson, out in Clemson, I believe. But they're there too. So, I mean, and all of these are within walking distance of the Younts Center, of the theater. So you could go, park, walk around downtown, have a bite to eat, and then come see a show. And it's we're kind of a diamond in the rough, nobody really.
I didn't know about this.
And we have quite a following and quite an audience. We do very well, but it's always great to have new people. And
well, do people buy like a season ticket, or do you buy one?
You can buy.
How many performances a year do you do?
Well, this year I think we have 24 or 25 different performances this year. And that's between our resident companies and the traveling acts. You can buy a season pass to any of our resident companies. You can also, we have a couple of packages that you can buy tickets to a couple of different shows and get, a couple bucks off each ticket if you buy, 3 or you buy 5.
Zachary, isn't it unusual for a town the size of your city to have all of this going on?
It's very
isn't
unusual.
That kind of way out?
It's very unusual, and it's I think it's one of the things that makes us a very special place is that we 10, 15 years ago, Fountain Inn wasn't doing very much. Fountain Inn had I think only a 25% occupancy on Main Street, so there were more closed doors on Main Street than there were open doors. and using the center as a way to get people to come out and see that, like, we have this charming historic downtown and we have so much to offer, and giving the citizens something to do. You know, I mean, we're all volunteers, so you can come out. We hold auditions once a year for all of our companies, and you can come out and audition, and you can be in the plays. You know, you can be a part of the chorale, you can be a part of the orchestra, and both giving people a reason to come to Fountain Inn and enjoy themselves, and giving people that live in Fountain Inn something to do is very unusual, but it's done us really well. You know, it's been like I said, it's been a really great catalyst for growth for the town.
I think a lot of people, you know, we all know the name Fountain Inn, but a lot of people, and I'm one of them, you know, we just don't go to Fountain Inn.
Well, and that's the other thing, is that there's this kind of misnomer, especially from people in Greenville, that Fountain Inn's very far away. Took me 20 minutes to get here today. It wasn't that bad. It's not a bad drive.
Yeah,
and for the value that you get, I mean, our performances are top notch. I've heard people come see us and they go, "Oh, it's Fountain Inn. What could it be? You know, it's shoestring, it's
Hammer, amateur
exactly."
kind of thing.
And I have yet to do a show where I walked out afterwards and didn't have at least one person from the crowd come up to me and go, "Wow, I was not expecting that." And that's really nice to, you know,
you bet it is.
Blow people's expectations out of the water, but also to just surprise people with what you're capable of, you know, and to make them realize that coming to Fountain Inn for entertainment is a viable option where you didn't think it was before. And it's absolutely worth it. We have the cheapest tickets in town. You would be hard-pressed to find another theater in the area that has as affordable prices as we do. And that's because we want it to be a family venue.
You have a theater right in the downtown.
Yep. Yeah, and we have a lot. I mean, we have a lot of very.
All right, are you doing some things coming up, like something for the holidays and Christmas and anything for children?
Christmas is our busiest time of the year, actually.
Oh.
It will kick off our kind of Christmas season the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
We have a performance by local pianist Emil Pandolfi.
Oh, I love Emil.
Emil's great, isn't he? He's a really
marvelous.
sweet guy. He's an amazing talent.
Yeah.
He's going to come and do a Christmas kind of Christmas holiday concert for us. Then. The week after that, December 4th through 6th and 11th through 13th, the theater company, Fire Theater Company is the name of our theater company, they'll be performing A Christmas Story, based on the movie where the boy wants the BB gun and they tell him, "No, you'll shoot your eye out," and he does all of the scheming to get his BB gun for Christmas. That's our Christmas main stage show. That's going to be a really big family production, kind of for everybody. And it's I'm directing that. It's going very well.
So you really do try to do what I call family entertainment.
Absolutely, yeah. No, there really is something for everybody, but both in our content of our programming and, like I said, in our prices. You know, we realize that taking a whole family out to a night at the theater can get
be very expensive.
It's expensive to go to the movies, Peggy.
You're
I mean,
right.
you know, like and
most of them aren't worth seeing.
Well, exactly, right? Then you walk out, you feel like you wasted your money.
If you like sex and violence, all you have to do is go to the movies. You know?
Right. If you don't like those things, come to the Younts Center. That's not all we have. You know, for people that want to hear a great choral concert, hear some beautiful voices singing Christmas songs, they can come on December 15th. We have Christmas at the Center, which is the Fountain Inn Chorale and members of the Fountain Inn Orchestra.
I didn't even know you had a chorale in Fountain Inn.
That's one of our resident
and how many
companies.
voices?
I believe we have 50 in the chorale. I mean, it's a huge chorale.
Goodness.
We have a full-size orchestra that I believe is, I think we have about 50 members of the orchestra
and
as well.
do you encourage young people to participate?
Absolutely
I mean,
do.
Young musicians or young singers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's another one of our things that we have is a fully functional art school upstairs. The Art Haven is the name of the school. And then we also offer acting classes and voice lessons and things like that. So not only do we encourage young people and people that are just coming up in the arts to, you know, to be a part of the performances, we also encourage them to come, you know, get an education from us. You know, we all of the people that teach our classes. I teach our acting classes. My wife, who is also my stage manager, she teaches the acting classes for the younger children. So
now what age group? You say younger children.
Our classes start at 9.
Okay.
Yeah, the younger kids, it's 9 to I think 11. That's the younger group, and then I teach the teenagers, anywhere from 13 to 17, and it's great because they're not just getting an education in the arts from somebody who learned about it from a book. They're getting an education in the arts from somebody who may have to cancel class next week because he's got a show to do,
But they also then have a chance to experience
Exactly.
if live theater or live music, live chorale.
Right.
And if they have the ability and want to join in,
There's an open door for them. So yeah, it's a really wonderful, and that's not just to say it's free for young people, just young people either. I mean, the majority of our chorale is retirees, I believe. And it's a great place for people to come out and do something creative. It's with Fountain Inn, you don't have to just watch the creative things. You could be a part of it too.
And you said before that you kind of alluded to the fact that Fountain Inn could be kind of dead, and all of a sudden you have all these things going on that entice people and families to participate, and you've tried to keep the cost so that people can enjoy it.
It's my personal belief, and
I mean, if you have to find $50 to go to a performance, and you have children, most people think, I can't afford to go.
Right. Well, and that's what I was going to say. Is it's my personal belief, and it's kind of the belief of the center that the arts shouldn't be out of reach of the common man.
You're my kind of person.
If you can't afford to go to a show, then what's the point, right? I think it was Winston Churchill said that if we don't keep the arts alive, then what's the point in fighting for anything, And that's kind of that's the way we feel about it. Is just, if you work a hard week and work an honest wage, and you should be able to take your family to go see a nice, entertaining, wholesome show. You should be able to. You shouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg for that.
So now, between now and the Christmas season, you have some things coming up.
Yes.
Yes. So if we have that phone number and the website. If somebody wants to know what you have available,
please visit our website for a full listing of everything we have. It's yountscenter.org, and that will have. That's the best way to find out about all of our shows. You can buy tickets directly on the website, or you can call the box office and talk to one of our friendly box office people.
And do you have special prices for families or senior citizens or kids or what?
We have tiered pricing for most of our resident companies. Of adults pay one price, students pay one price, seniors pay one price. So yes, it's not across the board pricing, and the other thing is 416 seat theater. There's not a bad seat in the house. It's a really nice place to go sit and see a show.
You've made me want to just get in the car and go to Fountain Inn.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
It sounds to me like you have brought a lot of life and charm to that area with the things that are going on. And I think maybe a lot of people would like to just take advantage of this with this holiday season coming up.
We have holiday programming for everybody. So and like I said, I mean, it is our busiest time of year. So you'd be hard pressed to find a night in December where we don't have a show going on.
Now, Zachary, you have a background, obviously. Is this your home?
I grew up out in Easley.
Okay, but you're a South Carolina boy, huh?
Well, we moved here when I was young. I'm originally from upstate New York, but I grew up here, and then.
So it's home.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
Well, so you must have a lot of people in Fountain Inn involved in what you're doing.
We do. We really do. And the other great thing is that the people involved aren't just people from Fountain Inn.
Okay.
I mean, we have people come from Simpsonville. I have people come from Greer. I have cast members from all over the upstate. So it's not just limited to people in town.
Well, we're delighted to know that we have all of this going on right here, right as our neighbors in Fountain Inn.
Right.
And maybe we'll just all pay you a visit.
Yeah. Come pile in the
car
and come
Younts
see a
Center.
show.
And I have that information here if you didn't get it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Peggy.
Good success to you and all the people that work with you.
Thank you very much.
And wherever you are, stay happy. We'll see you next time.